Hola y bienvenidos a El Acelerador de Equipos. Yo soy Diego Sánchez, tu anfitrión en este viaje a la mejora de tu equipo. En cada episodio exploraremos estrategias, compartiremos experiencias y descubriremos claves para llevar a tu equipo al alto rendimiento. Y bueno, vamos, porque esos equipos no se van a acelerar solos. ¡Comencemos! So thanks again and welcome to this new episode of El Acelerador de Equipos de Team Accelerator Podcast. Sí está pasando otra vez, no te preocupes. Si no hablas inglés, ya sabes, te puedes ir al siguiente episodio y ahí te voy a compartir en español los aprendizajes que generé en esta conversación. But if you're able to understand English and you can gather this conversation, I really recommend it because today's guest is such a good person to learn from. Today I'm joined by Veronika Kormosova. She's Site General Manager at Valeo Compressors here in San Luis Potosí. She's the first woman to lead an automated plant for Valeo here in Mexico, and under her leadership, the site has achieved remarkable results. Then we will talk about them. And originally, she is from Czech Republic. Veronika brings a unique practical perspective on leadership and teamwork. I'm so excited to hear her thoughts on how building strong teams drives real results. Veronika, welcome here to the Acelerador de Equipos podcast.
Thank you, Diego. Muchas gracias. I'm very grateful that you invited me to this exciting podcast. I'm very happy that I can share with all of you what I learned on my journey.
Well, I really appreciate it. I'm very, very excited about this because I normally in my podcast I invite people who are very specialists or work in the same field as me. But today I wanted to use this time to go deep into the reality because I kind of get to know some of things that you do. I get in the conversations, but you are in the real world over there. So I really appreciate this opportunity, and let's share something useful for people who is listening to
I will try to do my best.
Yeah,
to share what I can.
We both. Thank you very much. Let's start with this. I want to go to the reality. I want to go beyond this romantic idea that teamwork is better and we all need to work in teams
and be happy.
Yeah, we need to be happy. We need to be working teams. We need to communicate better. Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense to me, but does it really make sense in the reality over there? Because you work in automotive industry is such a very specific. Yeah,
very fast, very demanding.
You are always on hurry. You are always stressed.
Under the pressure.
A lot of pressure from the client, from yourself. I don't know, but how does this teamwork looks in reality out there?
Actually, I think it's a must because with the complexity, if you imagine how our parents were working 20, 30, 40 years ago, and what is the complex world now around us with all the IT systems, digitalization, all the pieces like logistics, supply chains, and everything, it's so complex that you as a unique person, you cannot solve anything. You can maybe solve 10% of the issues, but all the topics which are coming every day to you need your team. And not only your team, but you need as well peers which are maybe working in different plants, in different countries, everywhere. So how to make it smooth, how to make it efficient? It's the teamwork. And if you have effective teamwork, everything is much faster, and everything is more understandable. People are learning from each other, understanding better. So there are even the proofs and the researches, and you're better than me in that, which are proving that the companies which have the right level of teamwork, they have an efficiency better than 20 or 30% than the competitors when it's not. So for me, it's a must in the company. to have a good level of teamwork.
Okay, it makes a lot of sense in this, I don't know, logical way, because I think if I want to make I want to build a car by myself, it could be almost impossible, I think, because I need to make a tire and then make a compressor. You have a plant like, I don't know how many 600 people just to make compressors. So it's kind of it makes a lot of sense that you need a lot of people in order to build something as big as a car or as big as almost everything. But what about this relationship? Because I understand that it's like the sum of individual work, but teamwork goes beyond that. It's not just like I put what I need to do and that's it.
Exactly.
The interaction is important. How do you manage that?
Yeah, you cannot just say, we will be the team and everything will be fine. It's not working like this. No. No, it's important to, and I think for all of us, we are searching some purpose in our lives. We search the purpose in the job we are doing, etc. So I think to connect the people in the one plant, even in the small team or even big plant, it's some common vision to create really something what we are here for, what we are doing, what we want to achieve, to make a sense and purpose of our day-to-day activities. Second thing, it's to as well identify that my KPI, because we are like obsessed by KPIs.
It's like everything.
We measure everything, exactly.
For sure.
And many times in the companies, when you check the departments, they have sometimes the KPIs which are crossing, like against each other.
Yeah, it looks like.
So the departments are protecting themselves and they don't want to work and they don't see like, if maybe I go a little bit left and the second department a little bit right, together we achieve what we need both. But they don't see it usually. Yeah. So then the best thing then is to review really the KPIs of all departments and try to find the alignments. And sometimes give even the same targets and objectives to the 2 or 3 departments that they can share the common objectives. What else? As well, the best start is to listen and observe.
Okay, I remember that when you came to the plant, there were so many challenges. I understand that the numbers wasn't ideal, and actually a couple of months ago you received like a recognition from the corporate because you not just achieved the goals you needed, you surpassed it. So. And I've been working with your team. I don't know, like almost 2 years, from 2 years ago. So, how this work with your team is having impact on the results? Because I know the first things you do, you started talking with each other, between everyone there. And observing. You told me that exact words. I'm observing and having conversations.
This is like a first diagnosis. It's like you are diagnosing the plant and the way how the teams are working and interacting together, how they are like, what are the blocking points in the communication, in the approach, in the targets and objectives. So you need to really spend 1 month, 2 months to observe, make a face-to-face meetings with them and a lot of communication to understand where the plant it is. So what I saw in my case, that each department had the silo. So they were working only within their departments and blaming the others if something was not good, So we started with that. And then step by step, once we start to create a vision, you start to explain like what is the role of each department and each person actually, or each manager, how they can influence the plant objectives. Then as well you share with all the team, so they hear it. They hear, he has this objective, I have this objective, if we work together, we can achieve. So they start to be more and more understanding they need each other as well. They cannot do it alone. And sometimes you assign them as well, like together on the topics. And after this vision, what is important? To make the regular reviews. And first, in the beginning, because the change is not happening again, you just don't do this and the second day it happened. You need to follow and you need to reward as well. The small steps and small changes, everything to give them the feedback that they are on the right way.
You mentioned something related to time. The time is crucial in your job. Automotive, I think you are in a hurry always, but I understand that you had to be patient within this process. Sometimes the corporate and companies are not that patient. They need results right now. How you deal with that? Because you need first to know the people, to make this alignment. I think that is one of the main things here. But it doesn't happen fast or as fast as organizations or anyone would like to. So how do you deal with it?
I think you need to be strong enough to persist that, to resist even on the pressure from the top managers. I always imagine myself like a pilot of the airplane. Okay. They need to do the safety procedure as well to check the plane, understand the weather, understand the runway, understand how many kilograms or tons they have, and they need to measure. They need to observe. They need to understand where they are, because each pressure, each altitude, each temperature making the difference, and how they need to set up the plane. So this first month or 2 months for me, it's like checking the airplane. Where I want to go. Oh, I will fly to Mexico from Prague, so I need to be very sure, because I will spend 10 hours over the ocean. I don't want to fall down, right?
Yeah, but a lot of teams wants to go in the and flight in the first second. They don't want to have this briefing, this point checking.
Maybe then they will fall down with the airplane.
Yeah, and that's what normally happens, and that's what normally they call me and see what is happening.
Yes.
But
because without this like diagnosis, you cannot know. You cannot assume if I will this what work in my previous plant, it will be working here the same. You cannot assume that, because each culture, each person, we are so diverse. You need to really understand what is the actual situation in your team, in your plant. And based on this, you can maybe use something what you used in the past, or maybe you need to develop something new and go. So it's my suggestion.
How you deal, now that you mentioned that you have to, that there are so many personalities and nationalities, even ages, I think that's important. How you deal with these diversity, because we talk about the diversity a lot, but I know your team, I know that there's a lot of diversity. Yeah, people from diverse countries, even continents, I think. Ages are very, very diverse. How would you deal with it?
Actually, I try to approach everyone like the person with his own wishes, own objectives, that all of us, even me, all of us, we are going to work to realize some dream about ourselves or something. And specifically in automotive industry, I would say 90% of my managers, we are ambitious. We want to do the good job, So I'm like assuming or like approaching my team in that, like how I can help them in their path. So means even if you are from India, or you are from Mexico, or I'm from Czech, you have some dreams, you have some aspirations, you have something which helps you to keep motivated. So this is what I try to understand and be like a mentor or supporter on the way, and gain the trust of the team as well, which is helping to gain trust. Because if they will feel that you're the supporter and you're the person who is helping them in their journey, I think it's facilitated as well, or it's easier to get, like, to be followed as well, and to get the trust of the team and make the things to happen together. So this is something what.
And that happens, how do you make it happen? It's conversations, it's having this different interaction. What are the actions you have been doing to achieve it?
For sure, for me, it's very important to have like monthly face-to-face in case that we are in crisis, or I have very young manager who doesn't know what to do. I do even weekly. Okay, so it's like called situational management. So for the autonomous guys, long time on the position, who knows what to do, I have really monthly checkups, how it's going on, how is the department, what are the KPIs, what are the actions. With the young ones, maybe once a week, just to understand and to help them to navigate. Someone call it in the beginning, like micromanagement, which I as well personally hate. But for some occasions, like once you are new and or really starting in the position, it's something which can really help to the person to learn faster and as well understand how he should or she should
more like in this kind of these cases specifically is more like mentoring and not micromanagement, I think.
I would say, I know everyone hates it, but sometimes you need to go so in deep, specifically if you understand that the person is not achieving the results. So sometimes you need to be super close to the person to understand how actually he is doing or working. So if the person doesn't have a trust, he can feel it like a micromanagement because suddenly you are back to the person.
Yeah.
And it's not comfortable, right? When my boss is back to me, it's more scary than thing. But if the person understands, I am back to you, just to observe and give you advices how you can achieve it better, and you after a while achieve it together, then the person understands, okay, it was not to fire me, it was to help me to achieve.
I think that sometimes people are grateful for it.
Yeah, at the end, but in the beginning, it's scary.
Believe me, because it's invasive, scary. I think, right?
It's very scary. So that's why the communication is very important, that you try to express yourself why you are doing that. Because otherwise the people will, my boss is right to me, I will be fired, right?
They feel you like right here.
Because sometimes you just see that, for example, specifically in automotive, you need to speak in details and really explain to the people. I had 3 weeks ago very amazing visit in my plant, and the guy, one of the vice president, was explaining us many things in the automotive industry. We are just making the paper, the instruction or the video instruction, and give to the people, and they are trained. And imagine if you train your child to ride the bicycle. You give him the instruction, you give him the video, or her, and say, go. And she will fall down, right? Surprise, right? So this is like a mindset as well for the training of the people or training to the managers, that sometimes there are some topics that you just need to ride the bicycle with them. Okay, and to learn them really the full process, that they understand what is the balance, what is this, what is that, and then let them go. Of course, you cannot manage them like this 3 years.
Yeah, but
right?
in the beginning, you need to be close, I think.
Yes. And like this, you need to exchange more often and make the continuous communication.
Communication is very easy, but now that you're talking, I can think that you spend a lot of your time in one-on-ones and in meetings, and a lot of people hate meetings. Yes. I don't know you, but
even my managers hate my meetings. I know. No, now I think it's better, but in the beginning they complained a lot. They want to, Veronika, please close some meetings, and I was insisting. I said, no, guys. We can speak maybe in 6 months, but first please trust me. This is the way how we will do. And then after 6 months, we adapted, we canceled some, we keep open some, and now we have less and less meetings. So you need to adapt it.
I've been in some conversations in your team and with the supervisors, and sometimes they actually ask for more meetings because they realize that they have this need of alignment and understanding.
Recognition.
For sure. But speaking, if someone is thinking about getting a big leadership role like you have here in the plant in San Luis, how do you see you are spending your time or leaving your time between meetings and operation and having one-on-one conversation? How do you manage
I think
your
it
time?
Depend of the situation in the plant. So in the beginning, I would say, I was more in operations. Maybe in the beginning, like from the morning till 1 p.m. Let's say. So I had as well meetings in the production with the operation teams and checking what's happening. More the
operational
issues.
Meetings. Yeah.
And in the afternoon, more like strategic meetings or long-term meetings, project meetings, whatever, and one-to-ones with my team. So I have 11 managers. So with some of them, let's say 2 or 3, I had weekly ones. With the rest remaining, I had monthly ones. And then once I fixed, or not fixed, it's a bad word. Once we found a way how it was working, then we switched to monthly. And I took, for example, another one when I saw, okay, it's not working as it should. So you constantly adapt on the situation of the plant. When you see it's more autonomous, you let them be, and you focus more on the strategy or the future. And that's why I love my job, actually, because it's not the same.
Okay, you have to be adapting yourself and then your management style. That word makes a lot of sound with me, being adaptable. I know you have to be adaptable because then you change your managers. You have to. I don't know.
Someone is promoted, someone's coming.
Because I'm having the story, the stories here, but then you change managers, and then you have to start over, forming the team. How you deal with this reconstruction of the team, this continuous reconstruction of the team?
I love to work with people, and I took every new person as an opportunity to as well enrich, to give us some more insight as well how he or she is seeing the team. Of course, it's demanding because again you need to be almost every day with the person and explaining. More difficult if the person is out of automotive industry. But then once you have the tools already defined, you create your vision, you have your plan, we have the plant improvement plan with the team. So you have already some tools which are helping you to faster, to get this person inside the team. And of course, what I do as well, together with your support, I prefer that we start as well to take this person outside of the plant on the team building or some activity that she can or he can understand that we are normal people. Even normal in our world. And to feel her better and more secure. Because there are as well a lot of researches that if the people are feeling secured in the workplace, they are more productive. Because they don't spend energy to protect themselves. So this is as well something which is difficult to create in automotive, because sometimes you need to be fast, you need to be straight to the point, and some people are scared. So, but at least to try to create that, it's very important, because they will stop to hide the things. They will not be scared to report if there is some issue, and you can help them to correct it. So these outside activities are as well important for me, that the team can feel together, forget the work, and just have fun.
Actually, that's what inspired me to have this conversation, because we are living in this environment that is not so clear, and a lot of industries are saving money, and then you contact me and let's have this session with a team that we have twice a year. But normally a lot of companies freeze it and they are not doing this kind of activities. But I understand that you want to have that even more. Why is that?
Because because I experienced it in Czech Republic, when they worked with us in one plant with the external coach, and I was in that time the level line manager, and we involved the supervisors, the middle management, how big change happened within 1 year in the plant, and how even us, we were speaking with each other with the same. We immediately knew this will be our future, and this we are doing. And once you said, we are doing for that, everyone supported. So because I experienced that, and the plant really make a big turnaround, I know how it's powerful, and I believe it. So even if we have crisis, this invested money for the gain I will have, I don't want to say it's peanut. Okay, it's not. I don't know. This you need to cut. But for me, it's well invested money.
Okay, great.
You will have it back.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I want to talk about a lot of topics I have in my mind. but I don't want to go or to leave this conversation without asking you what would be a first step for a team leader who wants to promote this collaboration and teamwork within your team, because you started with a brand new team, I think, and I think this this can be very useful for everyone who is like thinking I can do something about it. What's like the first step?
For me, observing, listening. You know, don't put yourself too much in something and assuming. First, you need to listen and understand and analyze what's really happening and the interaction within the team. Okay, I suggested 1-2 months. I know you don't have time, so try at least 1 month. Then, to make really the facilitation, to cut the team outside of the daily issues and make the outside team building or facilitated meeting where you really align the vision and the strategy, how you want to achieve that vision with the team. Ask them their ideas, because if you will just dictate them, we will do it like this, they will listen to you and they have no ownership. But if you ask them, even if you already know, but you ask them, you get, good idea, very good, what do you think? And you let the discussion, suddenly they are inside and they are the owners of the ideas. So they feel much more like engaged. So this for me is the second step. The third step, okay, define the KPI, define the objectives for the responsible people and follow. Because, okay, it's amazing, we made a team building, everyone is excited, but then if you don't have time as a boss to check, everything will go out. So you need to be really as well like monthly at least to review with the team where we are, how we are, and sometimes don't be scared to change, because something maybe you design in the beginning, then it was solved, and in 6 months you have completely different topics. So you have to as well adjust these things. And what is the most important on the way, because the change, as I said, only that you wish that something will change, it will not happen. You need to as well recognize the people for the small things. I know that my colleagues, some of them, they have issue and they are saying, but why you told him it's a good job? It's a standard. Come on, you know. But if you want to promote that people are doing something new and differently, which they did not do in the past, you need to give them some recognition. Yes, it's exactly how I want you to do it. Okay, thank you. And like give them the confidence that they are going the right way. Because if you will not give them the feedback, they will lose as well the motivation to do anything. Or opposite, if you will just, you are not there yet. I told you, blah, blah, blah. Come on. So it's for me, it's much more efficient to give them positive energy on the small things to keep the change going. Because even 1% of improvement daily, in 1 year, you have like 32% improvement, because it's like...
it's increasing.
It's a Kaizen approach of automotive.
You can't deny that you are an automotive. That's I'm very curious about a lot of things that we were being like in the small talk, because you are like the first woman in Mexico.
Now we have Mexican plant manager.
That's awesome. That's awesome, and I'm very glad of it. Yes. You're also the first director of a plant that is going to be absent in a maternity leave. I think that I know.
I don't know. I'm unique in these things.
I don't know.
Specifically expatriated, specifically
even expatriated.
Not in my home country, but outside of my home country. And
far away from your home country. So I want to know first your approach of being a woman in this leadership roles, and also. How is your mind about your be leaving the plant without a formal leader? I think for 4 months. I think
I will have a deputy.
I know, but how
I can manage it?
How are you dealing with it?
I think it's a next level of the manager skill. What I'm learning now, to give more autonomy and to delegate more trust even to the team and let them really manage. So yes, it's difficult because I was used to be very close. But on the other side, I'm enjoying now because even my body and my physique is not allowing me to be the same performer like before.
Yeah, you're doing something more important.
I'm doing something more important.
Yeah, you're creating a person.
Exactly. I remember it was like in the 3rd month or something like this. Second month of pregnancy, and I was calling with my best friend in Czech Republic, and I told her, I have so many meetings, I cannot stop now, and I don't feel good, but I cannot stop. And she said, but you should. You should do something. And the day after, I start to have so big nausea and issues. I did not feel good, Then I was just delegate.
Yeah.
So
your body was, you have to delegate.
My body told my brain, the brain did not want to put, or to let be. My body said, okay, let it be. So it's interesting experience actually.
Yeah, so you're listening to your body.
Now I'm listening to my body, and there is something more strong than me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it's good as well for the team. It's good for me. And with this experience, because I will be back end of October, so after 4 months I will leave end of June. So I think we will be able to as well understand even better, and I will learn about my team even more, how autonomous they are, even what I was, maybe more than I was imagining. So this is, I hope.
Okay, it sounds good, it sounds challenging, but it also sounds like useful to form the team and make it stronger, I think. Well, let's start wrapping up this conversation, because we are like in
almost
a
at
very
the
good
end.
time. Yeah. If someone would have only like 30 seconds to listen and to understand everything we have been talking about, what should be the most important thing that you will share to this person about this conversation?
For the team.
Yeah, for sure.
For the team.
For everything you want.
No, for me, it's really listen, analyze, make a vision, make the team express as well what are their ideas, take these ideas, use these ideas, then set up the KPI, make a follow-up, reward, make the really recognition of the small efforts and everything what's happening and starting to change. And one more recommendation, focus on the middle management. So maybe someone as a plant manager, our biggest improvement what happened as well was that we assigned the talented people below the management team on the biggest problems of the plant. We gave them the mentor, the sponsor, and they were followed as well by us and coached by us how to approach this difficult situation. So maybe do not stop on the first level of managers, but go below. Because we work as well with them, right? We made as well team buildings with them. Yeah, they're in
the sandwich.
Yeah, they are the sandwich.
Yeah, just in the middle, and they are having pressure for below, for everywhere. So I completely understand that they have to have some special attention, I think, and some plants. Not your case, but they forget about them. Then they think that they should leave because they can, and that's it. And
actually, it's the biggest population of managers, if you think about, and if they are really aligned and working together, you have a big energy of people working on the changes. So for me, this is the second key topic to work on.
I totally agree with it. Thanks. And as I told you, I cannot leave this podcast without making people do something.
That's a challenge.
Yeah. So as I told you, we have to challenge people here. So please tell me what action should you recommend and challenge our audience to make just right now and improve themselves, the leadership, whatever you want them to improve?
I was thinking a lot, so I had like 3 ideas about the challenges, but then it depends on the population. I would assume that if someone is managing the department, he can take a silo challenge, which I was thinking about. It's for 3 weeks. First week, I suggest if the person or if you can analyze First, define the 2 another departments which you are working on the most. Then first week, please analyze what are the same KPIs if you have. What are your pressure points where you do not agree? And try to understand what they need from you, and on opposite what you need from them. First week, just to have this analyzed. Second week, make a meeting with them and try to understand, invite the people from these departments, 1-2 person which you like to work, and try to identify what is the biggest common problem you have, and try to set up the action plan. And third week, make the things happen, and then celebrate together what you learn, what did you discover. Just to understand out of the silo what can help both of you, and on this you will learn new things, I think. So.
Okay, I love the challenge because it's very challenging.
Yes,
yeah, because you're inviting people to look outside of their silo, but because I don't know this internal desire to be a parent, I think, or something that they took like their team, like this is like the only here, and I have to fight for you. So looking outside of their own team, I think it's one of the biggest challenges of managers. I think it's one of the biggest challenges of leaders of managers, because you have to make them think and be conscious that team they are leading is not the most important team. The team they are forming, and where the leader is where they have to focus all the energy in order to make bigger things.
Exactly. No, because this is coming, I would say, from the prehistoric, that we are always protecting our group.
Yeah, for sure.
But with the complexity and change of the work, because before, we made a fire, we killed the mammoth, and we had the food,
and the mammoth
and you protected your
enough
group,
for 30
right?
people.
Exactly. But in the environment which we are living now, we have to think completely differently.
Yeah.
How to manage the teams.
Our instincts are not aligned with the needs that we are living right now.
Exactly.
Okay, I love it. That's it. So go and make this process happen, please. and
let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, for sure. Let us know. You know my social media, so let us know over there in any platform you want. So I am wrapping this up. So thank you very much.
No, thank you, Diego. Muchas gracias.
For your time, for your openness, for being yourself here. I always appreciate a person who is herself in every time, and I really appreciate that from you. So this is not the exception. So thank you very much for letting us know your process, I was going to say your secrets, but it's not a secret. So.
Yes, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much, Diego, and as well thank you to be part of our journey, because your job and support of Hector as well, your colleague, and help us a lot, and you were like guiding us during this journey. So thank you too.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you all everyone there in Valeo, and thank you that you're listening right now. Let us know what's your opinion about this. And Vero, if someone wants to know more about you, get in contact to you or Valeo as company or your plant or whatever.
We can put the LinkedIn link there.
Yeah, LinkedIn is the best way to get to
for the professional
you, right?
contacts. Yes.
Okay, so that's it. I have a lot of questions over there, but let's save them for our next conversation.
Okay.
So thank you very much, Vero.
Thank you, Diego.
And thank you, everyone who is listening. And see you, hear you in another episode of El Acelerador de Equipos. Gracias.
Bye. Adiós. Wow, super.
So thanks again and welcome to this new episode of El Acelerador de Equipos, the Team Accelerator podcast. Sí está pasando otra vez, no te preocupes. Si no hablas inglés, ya sabes, te puedes ir al siguiente episodio y ahí te voy a compartir en español los aprendizajes que generé en esta conversación. But if you're able to understand English and you can gather this conversation, I really recommend it because today's guest is such a good person to learn from. Today I'm joined by Veronika Kormosova. Y así cerramos este episodio de El Acelerador de Equipos. ¿Quieres más aceleración? No dudes en seguirme en Instagram como @DiegoSánchezTeam o en LinkedIn como Diego Sánchez Recendis para obtener contenido adicional y además mantenernos en contacto. Si te sirvió este episodio, compártelo por favor con líderes que busquen acelerar sus equipos al éxito.